programs have made me be inspired to want to learn. High school isn't where it ends.
You never can visualise something until you actually start to experience it. And education, as you know, is about creating that expectation that you can be whatever you want to be.
It provides the opportunity for our students to increase their understanding of skills and metacognition that they need to improve their learning, which we wouldn't have the opportunity to do without this type of support in place.
This afternoon we actually asked them to get into groups and to talk about their perfect school. What does a perfect school look like? If you had the power over deciding what goes into, what contributes to a perfect school, what would it look like?
Sometimes these students don't have the same opportunities as other students that come from the bigger cities. We're targeting schools that are a little bit smaller or communities that are a little bit smaller, come from a low SES population. When I was in year 11, I had no idea. For me to get to year 11 was a pretty big step. It was pretty tough. I was 20 when I finished year 12. As embarrassing as that was for me at the time, finishing school was the best thing I'd done, and that's the message that I share.
We are working in schools with year 10, 11 and 12 students, motivating them, geeing them up, getting them excited about not just year 11 and 12, but what they're going to do after school.
I want them to come here, be comfortable, get to know us. As they walked out the door, they said, I'll see you in a couple of years. So it's important that they feel a sense of belonging and a sense of community. And they know the academics, they know the students, and they know that this kind of education is not outside of their capacity.
Has anyone thought about what they want to do once they finish school? Does anyone want to share what they want to do?
So this program has really helped me realise what I want to do, and even though the university is 2 hours away from where I live, I feel like it's where I belong.
This is just an experience you really want to have and take home with you. The more people that do this, the more you're going to see in newspapers or on the news, oh, we have 10 more Indigenous doctors or 10 more elite uni teachers.
I'm of an Islamic faith. My faith teaches me so many things, and it teaches me to be persistent and to have diligence and to never give up. Education and sport come hand in hand. They're both very important aspects in my life. For me, I want to do both skateboarding and be a doctor.
I plan to broaden my knowledge in all areas of science and just continue feeding what I already know through my HSC. I am hoping to attend Sydney Uni and hopefully get an early entry program.
I do want to go to Sydney University. I want to study astrophysics. Aboriginals being the first, astronomers known to man, it's kind of a sentimental thing for me. I live in residential care. I'm a ward of the state. I'm the only one in New South Wales actually in the company that I'm with that's doing their mainstream HSC.
I would love to go to uni and study exercise and sports science. My love for sports is what drives me, and I know I was born to do it.
For the future, I really love to go to uni, study very hard to make my parents proud, because that's what they need from me. They want me to make them proud, and I have to make the most out of all this.
So I want to go to uni to study speech pathology. I have 3 brothers and they all had speech impediments when they were younger, and that's inspired me to help other kids with speech impediments.
So the program's taught me how hard I got to work for it, how they can aid me when I get to uni. I'd have lots of support if I came to Sydney Uni.
And I'm currently studying at Pearlwood High School in Fairfield. Today we were learning about the different courses that they have, and they have the courses that I really want to learn.
I'm from Griffith, New South Wales. People in my family have not really been to uni much, and I just wanted to mainly change that and pursue my career in social work. I mainly have 2 jobs. One, I just work at a normal restaurant, and the other one I used to work on a farm rice bedding, and I've always just done that because to help my family out with whatever they needed.
I grew up in Western Sydney, and my family, like many other people from that area, are from a refugee or migrant background. My community has suffered through a lot of hardships, really. So I wanted to study law so that I could be an advocate for people like my family and everyone else in my community. I went to Fairfield High School, which is a public, non-selective high school. Students who went to that school were from very different backgrounds, and a lot of them have had very difficult personal experiences. I think that in that sense that made the school community very, very strong, but it also meant that university for them wasn't an option.
The best experience that I've had was doing a WPO school up on the Central Coast. I was just talking to this young man, and it turned out that he was a leader for the school Indigenous representation. And I said, "What are you applying for the scholarship?" The loveliest moment was he went straight from that classroom and that conversation he had with me to his principal's office to get the written referral to apply for this scholarship.
Growing up in Sydney's southwest, it wasn't expected of us to pursue something like higher education. The University of Sydney did a little exploration of Uni Day. I saw people who carried themselves in a different way, people who were very confident, and I wanted to become like that.
Well, I think that working in these programs is incredibly rewarding. It's one of the highlights of my university experience. I have the opportunity to speak to a lot of young people and inspire them to realise their potential, and I learn a lot from them as well, so it's all just advantages for me.
It's now about the ticks in the place, echoing away, can't help but dance with the pain. It's getting late, I should try and hide from the shade. It's getting dark, time to pray. Wanna run the streets, fill my sheets. It's not sharp, won't cut my feet. It's not like